Well, evening, fellow zombies. Emotionally deprived, emotionally screwed up, and sleep deprived, you all. It's another midnight crashing here, boys and girls. Yes, crashing, crashing always. 11:58 in the evening. It's just about coming up on Sunday. But it's still Saturday the 20th of August 2022. So, we make this a personal log or do we just talk about stuff? Okay, talk about stuff, I guess. But personal log as well. I had to call basically an intake worker over to the insurance company. Wanted to get a lot of pertinent facts and other facts that needed clarification on concerning about my status. Basically, how the hell I'm doing and how the hell I'm feeling, and am I still suicidal at this point over here? Am I homicidal at this point? Do I feel like killing anybody today? I don't know if you kept up with that one, maybe. Nah, this guy was just doing the intake worker. But yeah, they have their own shrinks to the intake worker to screen out the possibles, whether or not if I'm actually going to be a possible or not. And apparently I'm game. Apparently I am impossible because they're going to be sending it over to the care team to see what the hell kind of answers I filled out for those questionnaires. Yeah, I know my neuropathy's kicking in again with my hands again. They're driving me nuts. If the intake worker was really going to be listening to my ranting and ravings, it would have been a lot more interesting. But I sent the information over to them. I sent video links concerning about my situation. And I'm hoping they got the message. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. And hopefully that they don't put me into a nut hut. I'm maintaining right now as it is. It's kind of warm outside, somewhat warm in here. But at least I'm not going outside trying to do some nasties to people left and right. And it's been that kind of a situation. It's been that situation. I haven't done any nasties to people, and I'm just trying to be nice and pleasant to people left and right. And when asked a question about what do I do for hobbies and what do I do for fun, I'm like, what's that? Threw them off. Some people probably would like to hear, well, I may like to do this. I'm like, what's that? Excuse me? What's that? What do you sleep? What's that? Excuse me? A cat nap. Narcolepsy, insomnia, sleep apnea. Oh yeah, I'm a real treasure at this point over here. Basically about 10 years worth of it. It's like he couldn't believe it. It's like almost the attitude, almost of like you're putting me on. Nope. I told him about the family. I told him about the families, and I tried to give him a little bit of medical history. He just wants to continue on with the damn intake and get whatever he can. But I was getting rushed. I was getting the bum's rush, and his equipment didn't work. So we did the phone. So I don't have no idea what the schmuck looks like. But I can tell you that I don't know if it went well or not. And if it did, well, we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, do I still regret this decision I made concerning about the college? Yeah. But it's necessary. At least I think it is. It feels like it's necessary right now. It just feels like it. And I'm hoping maybe just somehow, with the 16 weeks here, or a little longer, I can just maybe relax a little bit more without freaking out as much, without crying my eyeballs out. Like I did earlier today, got triggered again. Well, after the damn phone call. I was looking at some of the stuff that my neighbor brought over, concerning about my bug war. It'll help out with the ants, it'll help out with the flies, and that's about it. Nothing. Nothing for the roaches. I need to get equipment for that, which means I need to go shopping for that. But I have to go to a hardware store for that. I'm hoping maybe the hardware store will have it before the temperature kicks in and I'll be dead. The heat's been getting to me a great deal during the daytime, and I just try to sleep through it. And during the nighttime is when it gets worse. And I'm usually sleeping past the time I need to get over to the liquor store to pick up some stuff. Because during that time, that's when the heat starts really building up. There's usually a finite window that I can actually get out of the house when it's somewhat cool enough, walk over to the mini mart, grab the stuff, and get the hell out of there, all within 1 hour. Because during that time, I know the heat's building up more and more to a crescendo, and then by the time I get home, I'm already sweating bullets at this point over here, and damn near passing out. But at least I get home safely enough. And then it starts cooking. And we're going to be cooking a lot worse Monday. Other than that, I have been staying away from the damn politics. I've been trying to stay away from all the political rhetoric online of saying, you gotta look at this, you gotta look at this. Look what this Borschmike's doing over here, and then look at this Borschmike. You gotta. No. You know what I switched to? Powerboats. Yeah. Powerboats. Florida. I did realize that there was, in the Miami-Dade area, along the coastline, there is an inlet uh, that goes between all those nice, lovely, barrier protected waters. They're somewhat more calmer than the ocean. And I turn on this particular channel of this powerboat's going. From the one engine to the four engine to cruiser cabins to luxury liners. I'm like, damn, I wish I had that money for the damn shit. And watch these bigger ones go through with somewhat issues with it because they're dealing with waters rushing in towards the inlet and then also being pushed out. So there's this constant ebb and flow. You can see the waves like this, and I'm like, damn, must be the life to live like that. And I'm seeing all these fucking 20 dumbass, nearly 30-year-old dumbasses and teenagers who are without shirts and without vests on. Of course, the women are dressing skimpy as possible. They want to get their suntans. They want to look pretty for everything else over there. But they're not able to handle the damn waters, really. I mean, there's no signs posted out there by federal or state to warn you about the damn currents. You just have to watch this damn thing for yourself. It's just weird. And smaller boats, the one engines on them, the small ass, rinky dinky. You look at it and it's like, what the hell is this damn thing? Oh, it's a rubber ducky you put into your bathtub. That's about the damn thing. Compared to the monsters that are coming in and out. And these things have a hell of a time trying to power their way through. Sometimes the captain feels like, okay, that's enough. We're not getting through here. We're getting back into the safer waters because I can deal with it. Just one engine, no problem. 2 to 3 or 4 engines, they're powering through, and the power boats are going in there now. they're like, whoom, whoom. I'm like, isn't there a cop around here that can actually traffic this whole area? I mean, come on. You can get run over by these sons of bitches and get killed by these things. It's fun watching all this stuff online. Hmm. Seems like the neighbors are out and about again. Yeah, either that or keep listening to The Shadow on old time radio. I remember my brother and I listened to that damn thing all the time. Oh, there have been a lot of times in our lives we switched to old time radio because we loved listening to it on Sundays. We get out here to switch things from time to time. So sometimes we don't even know if they're doing the old time radios or not. But you go online and I discovered a whole wealth of them. It was one thing to download some of the stuff from the Shadow series. An old time radio show, crime and thriller at the same time. Lamont Cranston, wealthy man about town, young man. Cranston went over to the Middle East and learned the secrets of how to cloud men's minds. The lovely Margot Lane, his only companion who knows the identity of the Shadow. Today's adventure. Okay, I don't know what today's adventure is. And then you hear those cliches that you had throughout the years. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows. God, listening to those cackles going on. My brother and I did that to Ma too many damn times. It freaked her out. It was wonderful. Dave tried to do it a few times, and so did I, towards each other. It was just nice to do that sometimes. But listening to the Shadow, it was sometimes we're living at times when my brother and I would be together and just huddled around either the computer or huddled around our radio, either in the car or at home and listening to this thing. But mostly it was in the car, especially if we were out and about on a Sunday and they actually had the either it was a Friday or Saturday or Sunday, one of those three. They had the CBS Radio Mystery Hours going on. And KNX was running it. KNX is the affiliate of CBS out here. And when they were actually doing the news stories during the daytime, at nighttime they'd switch over to an evening program where you listen to old time radio. Old time radio. Whoever listens to old time radio, except for old timers who love to listen to the radio and just reminisce away. And yet, as a young 20-year-old snap kid or 30-year-old, almost turning 40, and we're listening to this thing from time to time because it was fun listening to it. We would listen to the Green Hornet. We'd listen to the Lone Ranger or the FBI. A whole slew of them. Of course, we also had science fiction theater during that time as well. We'll get you, Flash Gordon. And Dale Arden, too. So says Ming the Merciless. There was a lot of shows that I can still dig. I see some of the newer shows that they've got these days, and I try to catch up with some of them on YouTube and also on cable for streaming. And I'm trying to get into it. Some of them actually did get into it. I was liked. Show The Expanse. I got into it. I couldn't get into the dragon stories of the Game of Thrones. Everyone kept talking about the damn thing, but because I didn't have a subscription and I didn't have cable. I wasn't watching this damn shit. Fuck. Screw it. Wasn't worth it. Was not worth it. And now you got the Marvel shit coming up. All the other stuff coming out on streaming. Of course, they did have, let's see, the past 3 or 4 years, Marvel stories. They call themselves the Defenders. Luke Cage. And you got the Daredevil. And you got this Jessica Jones. Key Luke. And who's the other one again? Like, I don't know. But these are supposed to be the Defenders of New York City. I was familiar with them by checking out a few comics here and there growing up as kids, but just that's about it. Just never could get into it seriously enough. But it was still interesting to see. It was still interesting to see it. Of course, I've been seeing every damn Marvel movie that came out. When it comes out in streaming, I'm able to watch the damn thing because now I'm able to enjoy it. And when the She-Hulk came out, I'm like, okay, how are they going to play this one? In this cartoon series, Jessica was injured or something happened to her where she had to get Bruce Banner's blood introduced into her system. In the cartoon series that they ran for the Incredible Hulk, and I watched it in the 80s on this one. She was in a car accident. They had to give her a transfusion. Or actually, she was captured by Doc Doom. She was she was very ill, very injured, and dying. The only way he could save his cousin, and it was a cousin, is by introducing gamma blood to her. Well, in this situation, in the TV series that they've got right now in streaming, Bruce Banner and his cousin, Jessica, I think. Anyway, they're in a car accident and they're both bleeding like crazy, and then Bruce Banner drips his blood into hers, and then she hulks out. The introduction of gamma-infused blood into anybody else would turn him into complete psychopaths because their body could not deal with it, neither can their mind. Except this woman who has been on total rage like crazy and understands about rage, she could deal with it and she can handle it. My God. That must be nice. Wonderful world of comics coming to life. Who would have thunk? Oh, actually, we did think about it back in the 70s and 80s when they were trying to come out with some of those heroes. Special effects during that time wasn't very good. Neither was the costuming. But they worked on it. They worked on it. They worked on what the hell they had. So, besides that one, nothing else has been happening these days. I know I've been looking too much in the past these days that when I was questioned by the intake worker, he was really kind of trying to pull something out of me here. And it's a little disturbing. What the hell do I have planned for the future? I'm still trying to figure that shit out. I mean, I've been at the college for several years, so it almost becomes almost like a permanent staple, you know? I've gotten used to it. But after it's gone, then what? Either I carry on with a collegiate, or I'm going to just stop. And if I'm going to stop, then what do I do then? What do I do then? There has to be something else. I don't know. There has to be something else. Because I can't quite figure it out. I don't know. I haven't thought far enough. I haven't planned that far. I mean, they said there's always writing. Everyone else is writing their own damn stories. They've got too many damn books out there anyway. But even if my story gets out there, it's going to be one in a billion. Not the kind of story I was hoping to put out there a long time ago as a kid. Growing up, I had my authors. I had my authors I could tell you off the back of my hand. I can say, yeah, I know the authors like the back of my hand here. Well, it's wrinkly right now. It's getting more and more wrinkly. But I can name you authors that I read and fell in love with and their styles, and I wanted to emulate them. I wanted to be better. I wanted to write like them, not write like me. I wanted to have the creativity. I wanted publication. I wanted my name on a book. I wanted. Fuck. I must have been an ambitious son of a bitch. But I couldn't get my ass together. I didn't. So now I'm just eating it up. I'm just beating myself up. Actually, not eating, but beating. It's like I feel like I'm not good enough for anything anymore. But I've been succeeding barely in school. I haven't been failing, though. That's the thing. I have not been failing. At least one or two classes, maybe, or a D in the fail. But, it's things can be rebuilt. Things can be, worked on. In the meantime, I'm working with other success stories, a C and above. That's fine. I'm happy with it. And when I actually get a B in a class, that bumps it up a little bit more. I'm like, wow. And if I happen to get an A in a damn thing, I'm having a heart attack. Of course, if I actually had my mother still alive during this time, she'd probably be wondering how come I couldn't do this years ago. I said, Ma, I wasn't ready for this shit years ago, and you knew it. Don't you be putting on this young man. I said, yes, I will, Mama. You're the one who went over there. Yeah, and who talked me into it in the first place? See, I didn't know what the hell I was going to be doing after high school. Except I thought I was going to be writing like crazy, but I needed the skills for the damn thing, and I wasn't learning it. I wasn't learning the skills about how to be a good writer, how to write. I wasn't encouraged. I didn't have the teachers or the instructors necessary to really encourage me on this. I felt like I wasn't getting it. And maybe I wasn't getting it during that time. It just had to take some time. It had to take some life lessons. It had to take some everything else. And then go through a hell of a lot of English classes on how to write essays. When I can actually write one particular major essay in a history class and make the son of a bitch like a story, but history, and have the professor laughing his ass off and give me an A on the thing, I'm like, son of a bitch. Sarcastic history. Have you sarcastic history? Oh, I enjoyed that one actually. A few years back, I was in a U.S. history class. David L. Lewis. Love this guy. He's a character. He's a royal character. And he gave us a challenge of writing about a 25 page. Hell, I gave him a 30 page. And I decided to myself, look, I've been writing this thing dries like crazy, but once, just once, let me see, even if I might fail the damn class, if it works. Turn the essay into a story. I'm a story writer. I love stories. Always have. Give me a good story, and I'm enthralled with it. When I was a young kid, man, I was in heaven on them. So seeing and reading this stuff, oh was incredible. And I had to plot and course this thing out like crazy. And I got it in time. And I handed the pages to him. And some of the students were like, huh? How many pages do you do? I think I did about 40 or 50. What? Yeah, it was something the professor's not going to expect. And he didn't. He knew I had an off sense of humor, but he also knew we both chewed the same dirt. I mean, well, basically. He's about 20 years older than I am, but still, he lived in a time where he saw things in a different perspective than I did, but he loved dealing with the students. He really earned my respect. But if I was going to be writing a serious essay concerning about political stuff and try to, I don't know, try to put some personal touches, maybe. I had a hard professor named John Vanto, darling of the political science department. The guy loves to get the students involved and screaming and yelling at them and wanting them to get going with stuff. This guy was a dynamo. Take him for political science 101 and you're like, whoa. Guy's serious on his work. Guy's serious on what he does. And I barely got out of there with a C. But I had more respect for him and politics. I had to take the other classes afterwards. Whenever he was going to be opening up another political science class of sorts, I was taking it. I wanted more of this guy, but I also wanted more of what was political science. And as long as I was dealing with history and learning about different forms of history while working with political science, my God. I can use the craft of English to draft, but I haven't got into a class just yet, and I would love to do it before I get the hell out of it, where I can actually, honestly, get some creative writing going and talk to an instructor about it. That's what I want. Poetry I don't do, but give me something about literature. Then let me get me stretched out again and get it going. Yeah, it's something to look forward to. It really is. Not standing around here and moping my head off all damn day. No, 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 no. I want to get back in that damn writing bug again. I just. If I'm going to be doing something more, one more thing, dedicating it to the family and to God and myself, it's going to be writing. And if I can get something published, it was just a piece of crap, but something published, then maybe continue on with it. Then at least if I happen to, well, when I happen to die, then I can at least say I did a couple of things I accomplished in my life and did a few more things I didn't realize. Yeah, it would be something. Yeah, it would be. I'm waiting for my body to give me the signals again. See if I can crawl back into bed this time. Does that count? All right. Spent about half an hour chewing the fat at this point over here. Oh, that's another thing right there. Cooking. This time I'm watching Korean and Oriental street cooking. They're cooking beef, they're cooking chicken, they're cooking. I can deal with the cooking chicken and the beef. I'd stay away from the seafood as much as possible. But some of the stuff I'd like to try. They got a way of there was a few shops out there that would get their seasonings with their flour and then they would get a lot of water into it, more than what I usually would put into it. The biggest slurry. And then after they get it dumped and then shake it off a little bit, they're thrown in hot oil and they fry things up. And of course, you throw it back in there again and fry it up even further. So having breaded, maybe learn how to get it fried. I've seen the American way of it, but now I'm watching the Korean way of it. I'm like, damn, I want to give it a shot. I want to give it a shot. See, these is the things. These are the things I'm looking forward to. I've already got some of the chicken and beef already going. I mean, the hamburger, I'm going to be giving the little girl. Screw it. You know, she's going to get the hamburger. I'll get the chicken. And I'll see if I can fry it up. Slice it up. I'd like to try a marination first. I was thinking of Gatorade lemon lime with Tang orange and pineapple. Mixing the powders together, get the liquid in there, and then put the meat in there and see if it'll soak it up. It'll soak up the flavors a little bit and see how that works. Then after a marination is done on the thing, then we'll see how it is cooked. Not by breading, but we'll just pan fry it and see how it works. I have to get back in experimentation. I just get this kitchen and this place cleaned up. I'd like to do more experimentation, I'll tell you that much. Alright, that's enough head sack right now.